There is currently a macro formation at play, and it has some very interesting targets to consider. The interesting thing here is that we have two other formations embedded within the larger one. Immediate short-term time frame volatility signals are firing off with an upside continuation despite the CEO's $29 million wallet transfer. Welcome back to the channel on this Hump Day Wednesday. This is ARCa, and let's dive into XRP. Let's kill him, team. What is up, you guys, and welcome back to the channel. Please do me a favor and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, do everything necessary to get this thing to live long, thrive, and survive. Let's go ahead and dive into XRP on the daily time frame. I gotta show you guys some interesting formations here, you guys. I do mean that I have around 3 formations embedded within one. This is something I gotta say, it's gotta be one of my favorite things, right? It's a tri-formation breakout, right? A bullish tri-formation breakout where we have about 3 formations embedded within one macro one. So you can see here, the larger term formation would be your descending channel, right? Your falling channel. We have the inverse head and shoulders here, and we have a bull flag potential breakout, all of which have their individual targets. I mean, guys, this is the way I do it, okay? This is the way we wash our hands, all right? So let's go ahead and identify all of those upside probabilities. This is gonna be your neckline here, right? We have an upside or a trend line regression on that inverse head and shoulders. The way that you measure the breakout out of this channel is actually the width itself, right? So this is potentially, actually this would be the one. We have a first closing candle here completely outside of the regression trend line, right? This is great. That means that this is the firing off of the signal. This candle here reaching the inside of the channel does not mean that we have reclaimed the channel, because we need the candle to close inside in order for us to reclaim the channel, right? So many rules in this, but it's all good. Let's go ahead and now measure the probabilities for that upside using first the larger term time frame, the macro one, right? So we just take literally just like this, right? We take that complete width and we send this thing to the freaking moon from the breakout candle, which is this one here. And that is how I'm getting the top side target of around 65.83, right? So the range entirely, you just got to see the video from yesterday to understand why this range is entirely set the way that it is here, okay? I'm going to go ahead and consolidate this information here as best as I can, just so that I can get through this a little faster right now. The second target would be this bull flag breakout. So let's go ahead and identify this top side as the 50% of that range being the 64.52, right? You're seeing it come together little by little, right? Next formation would be the inverse head and shoulders, right? So let's go ahead and take a trend line here from the regression to all the way to the bottom side and lowest part of the head, right? In that inverse head and shoulders. Now we apply that to the center of the right hand shoulder, which could be roughly here or actually here, right? We'll just keep it on this side. And that would give us a target of around 68.92. I haven't really talked about the 68.92 just yet, but it's all good, right? So let's go ahead and now put the receipts in there so that we can, guys, we gotta not forget these targets, right? So we're just gonna put it like this, just so that we know how they are. I know I got them here, but just in case you want the exact values from the breakout targets, then that's the way to do it, right? I do have to show you something here though, right? Let me flip over to this screen, as there is some present news coming out of today, right? So this is XRP sell-off. Fears mount as Ripple founder moves 50 million tokens to a random wallet, right? So this is CEO Chris Larson's, right? $29 million worth of XRP tokens have been moved, right? So this transfer is allegedly the first initiated by the Ripple executive after 11 years of inactivity, right? So price reacts to Larson's transfer. I will say that there is a very interesting behavior happening within the asset despite this $29 million whatever it is, right? So this is I don't know. I don't see the downside here, because the upside is continuing, and we have several bullish formations happening within this time frame here on the daily time frame. The next thing is that we know that XRP is completely subject to the movement that, Solana leading up to the next blockchain, which would be the Ethereum blockchain, and then into eventually BTC. So BTC is reacting very positively to the rate cut, as it has done historically, right? So BTC has upside probabilities of like, I am going to release the video here, okay? So you go watch that video. It's going to be, from today's releases, right? But I'm actually showing you guys how BTCs can. Fuck, I'm even nervous to say this, man. I'm telling you that BTC has a high probability of reaching 100K by this October. There, I fucking said it. Shut up and not financial advice. Don't do it. No. Don't do shit about it. I don't want you guys to long anything. I don't want you guys to ARCa, blah, blah. No. The statistics are proving here that there is a higher probability of a 50% jump, 57% jump, with an almost 77% probability that we get that upside based on one single criteria here. We need the 12-hour time frame candle to close completely outside of the Gaussian band, right? So this Gaussian band here is sitting right at around 61,030. This 12-hour candle just opened up about an hour ago, right? And it's clearly way above it. So that is the criteria here. Anytime that we have a closure above the Gaussian channel, that is exactly when the signals fire off for a 77% probability of a 57% jump, which would eventually lead price action on BTC to a total of this here, 99,548 with 61 cents. And I will say that this is over the span of an average 34.93 bars. So that means that counting those 35 bars, it would take us to about October 10th, 2024. What the hell is going on around there? Also, we know that, President Trump's son releasing his crypto coin, all that, guys, there is a bunch of just bullish crap everywhere. Okay. So I'm just saying. And then also Bitcoin dominance here, completely showing strength here, potential bull flag breakout in the immediate short term. And this is also kind of dependent on the small caps, right? So observing Bitcoin dominance here on a daily time frame, that doesn't show like it's too damn bearish, right? This is the new day already printed just about an hour ago here, right? This is a new daily candle here on BTC, and this thing did not even retrace back to its 50% of the prior bar. Bitcoin dominance is just doing its thing right now, guys. So this is very, very, very interesting here. So yeah, I gotta say here, team, if you're gonna get the entry, if you're gonna think about some type of entry here on XRP, then we probably would have to take a look at the immediate short term. And one more thing that I wanted to point out. This is your on balance volume, right? So take a look at this. This is on a daily chart. We're looking at the accumulation starting from right here, July 7th, 2024. But yes, despite this sell-off here, people are still acquiring this, right? People are still buying the asset. They're not letting go. So that means that on balance volume is showing us that there are a lot more diamond hands than there are traders within it, which is honestly what XRP needs. I understand that there are still things of legalities that still need to kind of be looked at here. Like, no, there's an appeal. There's a whole bunch of shit going on. I don't usually focus on legalities against price action. I've just had bad experience with it, right? But I will say that I've had bad experience on it on equities, right? So I have not tried it within the crypto world. So despite that, let's find a potential entry on this, right? So let's see volatility versus momentum in the immediate short term, right? So XRP hourly already kind of topping out here. That would tell us that we are facing a little bit of declining volume at these resistance tops, right? I think that if we continue towards the upside, 59.26 to about that 58.99 could be your overall resistance here. So let me just go ahead and jot it down in there for you to know, right? So let me just do a 59.05, 59.06, whatever that was, right? To 59.36. This is your resistance range here. And I do think that the hourly time frame is about to pull back to its 50% prior bar. Let's find out what other time frame we got as a closure. We also, let's see, an hour left to close the bi-hourly, 2 hours to close the 3 hour, 3 hours to close the 4 hour, 5 hours to close the 6 hour. Interesting how that moves, right? And everything here could potentially revert back to a 50%. I want you to see that, yes, we are within a chop section, right? So if we got a 50% prior bar pullback, notice this area right in here at the low of this candle, which is very, very confluent to the low of this candle here. So I gotta give you that centered area there. Sometimes people don't want to buy or short the center of a range. So if we're talking about true demand, it would probably be located at the lower parts of this right here, right? So 57.33 to 57.58. Okay, so let me just go ahead and jot that down here for you. So we have the receipts all allocated here, and everything will be good to go. All right. So we're gonna name this, or we're gonna potentially leave it as a loading zone, right? So if you want to load in partial, you believe that price action won't retrace all the way to the 57.33, then you have one potential area, right? So which could be a bull flag. I'm not saying that it is. I'm just saying that it has a probability. But if it does retrace to this level, I can show you why. Look at this. Using a trend line like this, you are going to really quickly notice that we're within a bull pennant. So we have a quad formation breakout now, right? Really interesting how we're noticing all the formations happen here. Upside, price convergence. We need at least 65% of the 65% to the apex of the formation to break out, right? So I think here that rejection may actually happen, right? We pull back here, come back down to the 50%, which is, look at the trend line here on the channel right here. So we could come back to this area here, load up, then continue on to the upside, break out 65 to 75% to the apex of the triangle on 12-hour pennant, and continue upward and onward, right? And we know that this has around 3 take profit targets. So let's just say that we did break out at the center of the formation, right? Take a trend line like that, apply it to the next potential bar. That's taking us to a very curious level. So that is taking us to the larger time frame regression, this one right here. Let's do that. Hold on just a sec, actually. I'm going to do a vertical line. Let's do that and zoom out just a little bit, right? And show you what's happening here. In a 4-hour, actually, you know what? A bi-weekly time frame would do it. There we go. This trend line regression is the pennant breakout target. So there's a lot of confluence here. There's a whole bunch of things that are rhyming. Okay, so that's my present thesis here for you. If you want to go ahead and load those bottom zones, I think it'd be okay. Maybe guys, I got to say that with investment strategy, it's not about entering the biggest amount at the lowest value. It's not that. It's about you knowing how to play your resistances, right? Knowing how, if you're talking about long hold, right? Yearly strategies, multi-year. You're not entering super aggressive at this low. And it doesn't matter whether you're going to enter at 58 or 57 or 56 if you're holding this for 2, 3 years, 5 years. It really doesn't matter. Entry is now, right? The next zone you're going to want to look out for is, maybe if we start this 60-cent run here and we start to close above maybe 70 or 80 cents, we validate 80 as a support. That's your next long entry. You buy the 80 cents. Then we break the dollar and you confirm the support of $1. That's your next long. You buy the dollar. And then you continue upwards and continue upwards. You buy the strength. Right? That's how to do it correctly in a long-term strategy. Okay, you guys? You don't want to over leverage at first because you don't know if it's for sure the very, very bottom side of things. Okay? So yeah, we have literally a quad formation breakout on this thing, right? Inverse head and shoulders, pennant, bull flag on a larger time frame, descending channel, all of it leading towards these targets right in here. Okay, which could be about a 17% jump from the present moment. Then I gotta say, BTC is looking very, very strong, and you already have the statistics on this from the prior video. All right, you guys, so please remember, I want to see you at the forefront of the freaking class. Make sure to sign up to ArcMastersCourse at Gmail immediately, as we're going to start in about a week here, a week and a half, and the seats are getting taken, right? So make sure to get your butts in there. What better investment than investing on yourself, right? So I think this is a pretty good place to leave off. Let me know if you have any questions, and we'll go ahead and do the down little dance here, man. Please take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever. Ever, fucking ever. I need you to do your own due diligence, and everything will be cool. But with that said, team, I wish you well. A very, very good rest of your night and or day. And I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios, team.